Hey everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon. I guess it's kind of closer to around 2 here. Um, Today I got a lot of stuff to talk about actually. We got a lot of reveals for the new set Night Wander. Just a couple things that I wanted to go over, and we also have a new set on the horizon. Pokemon kind of does this thing where it's like they'll release a set and then they tease the next set as the set is being released. Um, and then it kind of gets a little bit convoluted because right now we're on three sets. We got Twilight Masquerade just coming out in English like a couple of days ago. Then we got this set, Night Wanderer. It's going to be our special set in August. And then we have another set leaked, not leaked, but revealed. And this set, Night Wanderer, isn't even fully done revealing yet. So I just wanted to take a quick look at some of the cards off of Poke Beach here. Just kind of look at like some of the artworks and stuff as I do. Obviously, we have a little bit of a teaser as to what's to come. I covered some of the cards in this set as they were coming out, like the Decidueye line and a couple of other ones, but we actually have some new cards to talk about. So I kind of want to go over the ones that are, notable. Starting with the Joltik Evolution line, a Joltik by Nayo Kimura. Nice to see that they're still doing illustrations. We have a new artist, Mashu, the Galvantula. I really love the colors that they used on this one. It's kind of like a lighter, like kind of highlighter yellow for Galvantula, some colors that you wouldn't usually expect as it sits on like a very nice looking branch. I think the colors are very beautiful. I think that they did a really great job with like the color contrast of the Pokemon on the environment with the flowers all around. Already talked about the Decidueye line. I think it's really nice. Tapu Bulu randomly in the set by Ghost-san. Ghost-san is a great artist. I think this card looks pretty decent. Not a huge fan of Tapu Bulu, but I think that the artwork does a perfectly fine job capturing it. And then we actually have a Houndour and Houndoom by Rend. So Rend is an artist who's been getting in the spotlight a lot recently. Try to throw some cards up on the screen about some cards that they've done. But Rend is a really, really great artist. They make these like really beautiful, realistic illustrations of Pokemon, and I think that they do a fantastic job whenever they're in a set. Yeah, I'm happy to see that they're doing another card, and I'm excited to see more from them. And we have another new artist, so Burari. Worked on this Houndoom. I think this is one of my favorite cards, just like in the main set here. The thing about this main set is that I think it's just beautiful. Like, there's so many gorgeous looking illustrations by many returning and new artists. And I think that the Houndoom is no different. The color composition is beautiful. I really love the shading all over it with the fire, kind of like illuminating the Pokemon around it. And then you have like this like rocky, craggy environment, kind of showing off this artist's art style. I think it looks really nice. We already talked about the Iron Moth by Shinji Kanda. I think it looks really nice. We talked about the Kingdra Evolution line at some point. Then we also have a new Sneasel and Weavile. So this one's by KRGC. They've been getting a couple cards. They have like around like 4 or 5, I want to say now. And we also have a Weavile by Aspara. I like the colors that they chose for this. Like, I know that the colors are kind of all blue, so it's kind of blending into each other, but you kind of see like this like snowy landscape. You have Weavile, which is like this dark blue, and then you have the shading, which kind of like makes it a little bit lighter, and then you have the ice kind of like fang, not fang, but claw, which I think looks pretty nice. We have a Terra Reverumi X by Planeta Mokizuki. The thing that I like about the Terra Pokemon is that the texture is always really nice. We have a new Drowsy by Okubo. I've talked about Okubo before a couple of times in some of my previous videos, and we also have a Drowsy. Wait. This is Drowsy. What did I call it before? I don't think I called it Drowsy. And then Hypno. This is by Masako Tomi, who worked on the Alakazam from the previous set, Twilight Masquerade. Then we have a new Dusknoir evolution line. I think I already talked about these. Um, yeah, I think they look really nice. I'm pretty sure I talked about these too. But if not, we have the Cresselia by Matazo. Matazo has been working on a lot of cards recently. It's the thing that I've been noticing about them bringing new artists in is that they'll bring new artists in and then they just kind of like go super hard. Like they'll have like 4, 5, 6. Like that's what I'm noticing. Like these new artists that they bring in, they just keep getting more and more cards, and I'm perfectly okay with that. Another new artist that's getting more cards, Kuromori. They started with the Gardevoir special illustration from Paldean Fates, and now they're working on this card, and I think it looks really nice. They also worked on the Leafeon from the previous set too, so I think that this card looks really beautiful. I love the colors. I love the dark, night atmosphere with this really bright looking pink Pokemon with the little menacing face. Kind of gives us a little bit more insight to like what a Sylveon might be doing and a little bit more personality. Another new artist, Aaliyah Chen, working on this really cool looking Krogunk card. Kind of reminds me of Anisaki Dynamics art style, but they worked on the next card, so I kind of get to talk a little bit about like how the difference is. Chen's art style is actually quite nice. I think this Krogunk looks like pretty not realistic. The environment that it's in is very realistic, but the Pokemon itself looks pretty like, normal, like you'd expect. But I think that the rendering is really, really nice on this card, and I think it just looks really beautiful, honestly. And then we have the Toxicroak by Anisaki Dynamic. Anisaki Dynamic is an artist who's only improved over time. They worked on the Rayquaza VMAX from Evolving Skies, the alternate art, and I think that like a lot of their cards are really beautiful. This one is no exception. I really love these like deep yellow, red, pink slashes. Krogunk, the water, it looks beautiful. It looks super, super good. Just a really nice looking card overall. I already talked about the Blood Mooners Luna and the Slitherwing. Um, I did talk about these already, I'm pretty sure as well. But we do have a new Absol by Rika. Rika's been working on a lot of cards recently. I will throw up one or two of the cards that I think that they've done. I know that they've done some other stuff. I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Zoroark by Yu Nishida, and then the Zoruwa by Yu Nishida, and the Zoroark by Nagi Miso. I like the Zoroark a lot. I'm not sure if I already talked about these, but I think they look really nice. We have the Inkay. I already talked about these two, but the Inkay is one of my favorite cards in the set. I love this new artist, Moriyu. I'm excited to see more from them because this like old school Japanese style like paintings look really nice. I think that's kind of the vibe that they're going for, and I really appreciate it. Yveltal by Sei Nanahara, artists who I've talked about many times in the past. You got the Loyal 3. They're all done by Takuyoa. Honestly, Takuyoa did a really good job with these EXs. I think that regular EXs are not usually talked about it a lot. But I think that Takuyoa does a good job when they do their regular EXs, a lot better than like 5-bank graphics, you know? I just feel like they always have a lot more personality. Genesect, Kazumasa Yasukuni, they worked on the Glimora from one of the previous sets. Pretty sure it was Temporal. Shinya Mizuno, another new artist who worked on the Q-Fant, which I think looks pretty cute. I like how it's like balancing the rocks on its nose. I think that's a pretty good idea. And I like the environment that it's in, like the yellow light, reflecting all over the trees, making them yellow in the back. I think that looks really nice. We have a Caparaja by Kawayu, one of my favorite artists. I don't know. I like Kawayu's art style a lot. I think it shines through in this card. It's kind of hard to see what Caparaja is doing, if it's doing anything at all. But I think the card looks nice. Another new artist, Hagia Kaoru, worked on the Varoom. I think this card looks pretty nice too. We've seen a lot of Varoom cards in the past. We do see it a lot. It is featured in many sets. But I think this one looks pretty decent. I like the idea of like the lush like foresty kind of like growth area, and then like the kind of like industrialized area with the Pokemon shooting out gas. We have an Axie by Orca. Fracture by Uninori, who I've talked about in one of my YouTube shorts, which I probably should do some more of. And then we have the Haxorus by Tsuyishi Nagano. This is another new artist. This artwork is so detailed. Like the background is super, super nice and detailed. It's kind of hard to make out almost, but I think it looks really nice, honestly. The background is just very, very detailed. The Pokemon itself is also super detailed, very textured, kind of layered. Um, Kirim by Shiburingaru. I like Shiburingaru's artwork. I like this card. I like the ice, the texture on the ice. We have a Meowth by Sui. This is one of my favorite cards by them. Honestly, I think that the Nebula Sky looks super nice, and then the reflection off of onto the Meowth. I think it makes the card look super, super like beautiful. Just gorgeous, honestly. We have a Persian by NC Empire. NC Empire is a really great artist, so I'm happy to see them do a card like this. They worked on the Thievel from Crown Zenith, so that's one of my favorite Galarian Galar cards from the set. We have a Eevee by Susumu Mea. Try to throw up one of their cards on the screen, but I think that this card looks really nice. It's very cute for an Eevee card. And then a Shinya Komatsu, who worked on this Furfro. They worked on the one of the art rares in the set that we'll be getting to in a second. We have the Stuffle by Ryoma Uretsaka. I don't know a lot about this artist. They're not new, I don't think. But I do like the artwork. I like the white outline around the Pokemon, and I like how it's like kind of like got a gradient as well around it, kind of like reflecting against the background. It's cute. And then Takeshi Nakamura, who worked on the Beware. I do like the clouds in the background. I like how they're kind of like, blocky. And then the Pokemon itself is pretty detailed, and it's like a nice little environment that it's in. We have the A specs, not really talking about the A specs really. Colress by Hungry Clicker, Taira Kitsu working on the Janine, and then we have Xerosic and Cassiopeia. And we move on to the art rares. So we have the first one, which is well, technically this is the first one, but this is a newer one. So Taiga Kasai, one of the artists who worked on the illustration contest in the past, worked on this Houndoom card, and I think this Houndoom card looks really stunning. I think the texture on the Pokemon looks super nice. You have like a very nice deep black fur texture on the Pokemon. You also have other Houndoom running in the background. Those ones are just like silhouettes or outlines. The ground is super nicely done as well. This like deep color is really nice. You have like these rose petals that are flying around, and then you have these like spindly like dark trees in the background. This card is just gorgeous. One of the best art rares that we've seen, and I think they just get better and better over time. And then Shinyu Komatsu, who worked on this Horsey. I'm pretty sure I talked about this one already, but if not, I think the card looks pretty nice. I like all the coral, very detailed in the foreground and the background. And Horsey looks pretty simple, but I think that's all it needs to do in the card. I think it looks perfectly fine. And James Turner, who worked on the Duskull Evolution line. I already talked about these ones, but I do think they're really cool and they can tell a little story. It was Zorua by Rend. Rend just knocking it out of the park. They've got like 4 art rares already, and I think all of them look super good. I think the artist is just really great. Then we have the Fracture by Minami Take. Don't know if I talked about this one, but Take worked on the Blood Moon Ursaluna from the previous set, Twilight Masquerade, and I think this card looks really nice. I like the water effects. They look super like I don't know. Their artwork just looks super unique, honestly. We have the Beware art rare by Takeshi Nakamura. So the same artist who did the regular card, but you kind of have like this like camera looking up angle at the Pokemon as it like stares down onto you with the sun blaring in the background, which looks super cool. We had the Janine full art by Taro Ikitsu. Um, Not incredibly notable. I like how they're like standing on top of like scaffolding in like a dojo or something. That's kind of cool. This one is nice. The Colress full art by Hungry Clicker. Hungry Clicker is just a really great artist. They this is just a really nice looking Colress illustration. I think it's better personally than the one from Lost Origin. I just like how detailed it is. We also have Cassiopeia full art by Atsushi Furusawa. This card looks pretty nice as well. I think it looks perfectly, perfectly fine. I do like Atsushi Furusawa's artwork, and I think this one is pretty nice. I like the kind of like, you know, teal kind of shadow that's drawn across the character. Um, yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. And then, yeah, I think I already talked about this one, but this is the Petrunt SAR by Kantaro. We haven't really seen any other SARs from this set other than this one, so I'm excited to see the other ones. Excited to see more reveals. And then we also have a little bit more to talk about. So Stellar Miracle just got revealed yesterday. It features this Terapagos Pokemon. Here's the booster pack artwork. But we have a new Hoot Hoot. I can't read who the artist is, but I'm pretty sure this is a new artist. But for some reason, whenever I try to click to zoom in on it, it doesn't do anything. Um, but we also have this Noctowl by Matazo. So we just talked about Matazo previously in the Night Wanderer set. Um, and I think the card looks nice. I like the color lights that are like kind of radiating from the bottom that like flash onto the Pokemon. It reflects very nicely off of it. We have a Fan Rotom by Toshino Aoki. I really like this card. It's simplistic, it's beautiful. Like Toshino's style is just like really cute. I think that this card is one of my favorites from them. Um, I don't know. They did the unknown all art from Silver Tempest, for those who don't know. And I just think this card looks super cute. Honestly, I love like the wind effects, how it's kind of like in a spiral, and the Pokemon just looks adorable. We have a Bouffalant by Gosan. It's a cool looking card. I'm not a huge fan of Bouffalant personally, but I think Gosan does a really good job when it comes to like impacts. And I think that the card is dynamic because you have the Pokemon like breathing out air and steam, and the impact on its forehead. You have like the hair like dynamically moving towards it. Um, Really nice. We have the Terapagos by 5 ban. And then we have Crispin, full art, or not full art, just a regular card by Ghidorah. Ghidorah is a really great artist, and it's nice to finally see some of the stuff from the second DLC, which means I think we're going to start seeing some more legendary Pokemon, which I'm very excited for. And I can't wait to see more from Night Wanderer, Stellar Miracle. Can't wait to share some more news. I'm going to be working on a little bit more videos, planning on like actually, making more videos. So I hope you guys are excited. And I'm excited to share with you. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.